It's Tuesday, and I get excited for Tuesdays because it's my heavy loaded coaching day. I've been dabbling with the idea of trying to put most of my coaching sessions in the beginning of the week, specifically Monday through Wednesday, trying to fill out completely that earliest session I have right now is 7 a.m. and we're getting up at 4:30. And this has allowed us to really lay out everything and work on the business, and something that requires a lot of attention. So something that many of us struggle with, totally speaking from experience here, is having the ability to focus for long periods of time. And this is something I've been working on in my coaching for quite some time with individuals. And I got a new smartphone, computer, and stuff. The technology, it's incredible nowadays. When looking at how things are designed and the smooth and the elegance of, whether you're talking about iPhones or MacBooks, or I have a big display TCL TV behind here for another monitor. The resolution, everything is, sorry, I'm a little lost for words, but it just kind of blows my mind on how nice the technology's gotten just over the last decade or so. And this is causing things to speed up dramatically. So we know that the world's speeding up, but if things speed up, then we can't necessarily go into depth. And going into depth in any one particular topic, subject, area of focus allows us to also do things like repetition. And these are fundamental principles that I've been learning for a really long time, and they're very, very good. That's one of the few things I would argue that the schooling system got right. Repetition and depth is incredible for short-term, long-term memory, actionable learning. So you learn something and then you're actually able to go try and take action and create a result with it. That's usually where all the power lies. Because if you learn something and you can't really do anything with it, then chances are you're just gonna be a know-it-all asshole without accomplishing anything and kind of hard to talk to. So that action piece is truly fundamental. So hype it up, tech, talking about how incredible these devices are, and how does that relate to today's topic on focus. So I've been reading a lot more on focus, trying to improve my focus. I've made posts in the past about a concept called deep work. So that is the first thing I would lay out in today's show notes, would be, if you're looking for a way to be less distracted per se, and you want to just focus on your work, there's a guy, you don't even need to read his full book, but his name's Cal Newport. And he has a concept called deep work, and it's all about reducing distractions and essentially funneling in and focusing in on one task at a time. Additionally, very interesting, so that, aside from Cal Newport book, Johann Hari, he's got some, it's actually this book. It's called Stolen Focus. I'm in the middle of this one right now, so a lot of the thoughts and stuff are a little fresher, thankfully. Talking about focusing on one thing at a time, reducing distractions around you to get into something that in the book a few of the scientists and researchers that he talked to calls for a state of flow. So to reach flow, there needs to be three things present. And I suppose this is going to be the first thing that we kind of dive into, and hopefully it can be useful for you. So if you're just now tuning in, we're trying to focus on being more focused. A little more ironic jumping around that way. However, when we are trying to jump directly in and to help with a higher level of focus, if there's three things present, we're going to have a much better shot. Number one, well, I guess we could put these on the whiteboard. So this is focus. Where's that note? Technical difficulties, focus on one thing at a time, right? Okay, number one for helping with focus. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Can't express this enough. One thing at a time. And this is, as an entrepreneur, you're like, well, I can't do one thing at a time. I have clients to work with. I have people. No, this isn't. For the long term, I'm having a hard time explaining that, the importance of that, such as setting boundaries, such as kind of laying out expectations on the front end. And it's actually much better and sharper and a cleaner experience for everyone when you lay out the specific parameters and just do one task at a time. So you have your client meeting set for one part of the day. You are working on the business, learning how to send email campaigns, some type of marketing, working on content creation, social media posts. You want to pre-record a live show or something along those lines. The recommendation is to focus on just one task at a time. Just use one monitor, one computer, or get your cell phone. I know it's in here right now, and it's like, oh, Tanner, hypocrite, right? Show notes are on this sucker. But it is best to keep these devices out of the room when you're working. And you're like, yeah, but Tanner, what if someone calls me? What if I got a sales call? Call them in. If you run a business to where you can't call them back and have a good enough service to where they're willing to work with you after you call them back an hour later, then you're probably not going to offering that high end of a service, or you're in that much need, and they need to understand, like, you're a busy person. Like, you have priorities and stuff to do. Like, I don't take outside calls during my coaching sessions. And they're like, yeah, but what if someone calls? Well, then I will call them back. So this fallacy, and this isn't from the book, this is from the side article I read. I can't remember the girl's name who wrote it, but anyway, she, like, coming back to the thought, you were missing out on all these incoming sales calls, all these. If chances are, if you're a new business or if you have a new or fresh idea, your phone's probably not ringing off the hook, for one. And even if it is ringing, you need to be disciplined enough and give undivided attention to the person who you're trying to do business with right then and there, not separating that focus. Even if in coaching sessions at the very beginning, when I was really trying to learn the way on it, sometimes I'd look at my cell phone while I was talking to a coaching client. And then I was trying to answer like an email or a text if they were going through something. And then I wouldn't even know what they were talking about. these people are trying to get specific answers and results, and they're trying to figure this stuff out. And if my mind is somewhere else, not paying attention. So really trying to hone in that principle. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that is just that? How can I be more focused with one activity today? Have you been wanting to write a book? Put everything away, put the cell phone away, the side TVs, all that bullshit, and just dive into it. One thing at a time. So for better focus, that's number one. Focus one thing at a time. Up to number 2. Number 2, meaningful to you. Whatever it is you're trying to focus on, yes, and this one's tough because not everyone's in this situation, or there needs to be a period where this gets into this situation. So when it comes to coaching exercises, reading about focus, it's easy for me to do just that, to focus, because when I'm focused and I'm learning anything about personal development, I know I'm incorporating that for myself, and I generally just like the topic. So if you're trying to learn something because it sounds cool, such as for me for a long time, learning a second language sounded very cool, and I've always really wanted to do that. However, I never enjoyed the process of it much at all, nor did I want to be immersed in it 24/7. I became pretty comfortable with just trying to gain a higher level of understanding with the English language. So making sure that when you're getting into something, that you're doing it because you like the activity of it. This could be gardening this spring. Go out there, till up some dirt. I think it's supposed to rain a ton here shortly. So get your grass seed down, get your hands dirty. Say if you enjoy something like that and you want to go sell side vegetables at the farmer's market for a side business, and you'd want to dabble with that. Or maybe you would like to write a book. Sorry, I keep bringing up the book idea because I'm trying to get myself to do it. So diving in, making sure the topic is something you like, it's meaningful to you, and it is a lot easier to stay consistent with it, to stay on top of it. It seems like all those people who you know at the gym who are super ripped and are in incredible shape, because it means a lot to them. Like, it means a lot more to them to look this particular way, to feel this particular way, than the opposite way around. So not fighting the friction and not being surprised. Additionally, would love to say this, not being surprised when you can't focus when you're doing something you don't like. That's all I'm saying. So there's not a proven way to help with focus. For each person is such an individual, right? But when you get into a lot of the blueprint of people in general, don't be surprised if you don't enjoy something. You're like, why can't I focus on this? And it's a huge issue for why kids are having such a hard time focusing in school. Structure doesn't match up with what they enjoy and stuff like that. Whole nother topic. No idea how to fix that. Hopefully we do soon, right? Number 3. And the third thing for focus is on edge. Oh, I just broke that. That screws back on. It's a stand for my for my phone when I do some side videos. Okay, hopefully that's not broken. That looks broken. Oh well. Okay, crap. Well, anyways, number 3, on the edge, not over. So when it comes to focus, if you are pushing your abilities to a degree like this, say this work is moderately challenging for you, but it's not to the point where you feel overwhelmed, like there's no fucking way I'm going to get this done. I am screwed. So finding that in between of I'm pushing myself to the edge. This is difficult for me, and not overloading yourself or getting yourself injured, right? Say in the sense of working out, running a little bit farther than you did the day before, but not just rolling out of bed and rolling a marathon. Finding this in between state of pushing ourselves. A different term that they use pretty frequently for focus is flow. So again, these are just kind of 3 things that I've been trying to incorporate to try and help with focus, because with focus comes depth, and clarity and awareness can come out of depth. Clarity and awareness help with really good decision making, and good decision making over a long period of time. Good decision, good decision, good decision. After a while, leads to great results, prosperity for the people you love, know, and care about, right? That rah, hoorah, productive man coach chain of logic, right? But it's really helped specifically with reading for myself, being able to focus, get a lot deeper in thought than skimming and trimming and on-screen learning and stuff like that. So maybe you can apply that for yourself. So for me, I'm going to block off a 2-hour window today to just read this book and keep chunking away, hopefully finish it by the end of the week, and keep giving more tips and tricks to you guys. But for now, I wanted to share some tips on focus that you can hopefully try and provide in your own work, how your new project that you've been putting off that you said you want to be doing, you want to be getting up earlier in the morning so you can read a little bit before you go into work to give yourself that edge, because people who read have an edge. There's just something about it. Learning more on that, you have a side project that we were talking about that you've been wanting going. You've been trying to go back to school for a different career, so you're jumping on, you're taking that additional course in the morning, whatever you got to do. If you're still sleeping in right now, ask yourself, is there something I need to get rolling on? Is there something I need to get done? And if I apply focus, will I be able to push myself a lot further along, make additional progress, and gain on what I really want? Why are we really doing what we're doing? Is there a reason for this? Is the enjoyment of things? So again, one thing at a time. Make sure it's meaningful to you, the task that you're doing, and that you're pushing yourself, but not over the edge. Hopefully this can help with focus. Tomorrow we'll be checking back in. I'll make a pre-post on what we'll be talking about tomorrow. We're probably going to get more back into sleeping and reading. These are 2 things I've been personally trying to work on a lot more lately, and hopefully they can be of help to you, because the better we sleep, the more we read, the more we learn, the more we apply, the more we're going to get done. That's it for me today. It's 5 a.m. We're just not waiting anymore. If you need additional accountability for this kind of stuff, Tanner, I need to set a coaching session, 6 a.m. stat I got openings at 6 a.m. If anyone has the balls to take on these types of challenges, to say enough is enough, to improve their performance, specifically, they want to go through a multiple month accountability challenge with me, one-on-one, where we really improve our energy, improve our habits, and improve our focus. And by doing these things, we're going to be much better with not only our relationships, our career, our physical activity. If you are willing to go the extreme route and you want the one-on-one accountability and you want to go through a system I've created for entrepreneurs that's been working really well, by all means, please go to talktotanner.com and book a free session today. But if you're just watching more as a passive and you're not quite ready for a big commitment like that yet, you can always just continue to keep checking in to our live show in the morning that helps hold entrepreneurs accountable to achieving what they know they're truly capable of. Thanks, everyone, so much for tuning in this morning. Again, stay focused today. Stay focused. Get that cell phone away, just out of that room. Get it out. You can check it in a couple hours. Just get it out, lock it in. We're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. And focus is just, it's a beautiful thing. When we're lying in bed, about to die, we're probably going to be thinking of the things that put us in a state of flow and not the stupid little YouTube videos that took up every single lunch break. Cheers to that. Talk to you guys in the morning. Until next time.